Good day, folks. How is everyone doing? I hope you are all absolutely fantastic, feeling groovy, realizing, of course, that the government really doesn't love you, and also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It is September the 2nd of 2025, 2:47 p.m. Mr. Buzz coming to you from the communist shithole known as Ontario, Canada. If you enjoy this video at all, please give me a thumbs up is all I ask. If you'd like to support the channel, there's information in the description on how you do so. And I also offer guitar lessons via Google Meet, so get in touch, we can arrange them. And you will improve your life more than you even realize by adding the ability to play a musical instrument to your life. Other than being close to the Lord, there's nothing better. Okay, so the concept of lust. I have visited this one a few times in previous videos. What's really amazing is I just finished another video chat a little while ago with somebody, with a lady this time. The second time I've talked to her, actually. She had questions, and I want to be really clear. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a priest. I'm not a reverend. I'm not a preacher in any way. All those things you need to be ordained by God to be anything of that nature, and I am totally not. I have no qualifications whatsoever to be considered anything like that. However, doing what I'm doing, it's kind of similar to sitting in that seat in a way, because people are coming to me for spiritual advice quite, daily. I can't even say quite often. It's several people every day now. I'm blown away with how much people seem to need advice and are coming to me for it. So I'm very grateful to the Lord for putting me in this position to do this, and just hoping and praying that I can do it justice. What's really amazing to me, which I didn't expect, talked to probably an equal number of men and women. The women, who I never thought would admit this, have been admitting to me that one of their hard struggles is lust. They're having a hard time with it. So the very first thing I want to say, let's put this misconception to rest forever, that this is only a problem men suffer with. The Lord made us all to be sexual creatures, and women will struggle with this just like men do. Some of them even seem to have, to be honest, a harder time with it than men in some situations. And I'm so impressed by the women who have opened up to me and discussed this with me. I mean, we're not having an X-rated conversation about it or anything. We're just, they're like, how do I deal with this? I'm trying to be celibate, and I want to, I don't even want to be self-pleasuring or anything. I want to just not do that. How does one resist this potent sexual urge? Now, this is where I prove I'm definitely not a pastor or a priest or anything of that nature, because I don't know the answer. I just don't. If there is an answer to it, I've never heard it. I don't know of it. And it's a complete mystery to me as well. We're all going to struggle with this problem, especially anointed people. We seem to be in worse shape than others in this way. Lust is overwhelming to us. It takes us over. It controls us. It really does. Sometimes it gets so strong for one of us that we even know this is the wrong thing to do, but the urge is so strong, we just throw that in the garbage and do it anyway. Myself included. Porn is a real issue for a lot of people. Okay, this is one of the things that's actually really destroying the modern world, modern society. Porn is just rampant everywhere. And even if it's not porn, I can just watch regular YouTube videos, and there's so many attractive women in bikinis dancing and whatever. Like, it's the next thing to porn. It's pretty close. It's what we call softcore, I guess. Can't get away from it. The women are running around half naked. Some men are doing that too. And it makes it harder for everybody. It makes it more difficult to get these thoughts out of your head. You can understand where the Muslims are coming from when they want to cover their women up. I'm not saying I agree with them doing it. I don't. I think that's wrong. But you can see where the whole thing comes from. They've established that it's just too hard for men to resist beautiful women being dressed like, regular Western women dress, wearing their mini skirts and, just something just covering here and that's it. And sometimes it's really skinny. It just barely covers, and they're walking around downtown like that. Doesn't help. It certainly doesn't. I don't have any magical answers on this one, folks. I don't have any. But one thing I'd like everybody to get out of this video is to not consider this a male problem anymore. It's very unfair to say that this is only a male thing. I can tell you for certain it's not. And I have proof of that by the talks I've had. Now, everybody that talks to me is completely anonymous. I'm not going to say who got on here in a video chat and told me this stuff. But women are having just as hard of a time resisting, even if they stop having sex with other people, they're having just as hard a time not self-pleasuring as men are. In some cases, like I say, probably even worse. They're having a harder time. So many have come to me now and said, what do I do about this? How do I deal with this? How do I, they've even described physical discomfort if they don't do it. And men experience that too. The Lord made us all to be very sexual creatures. That's what guarantees procreation. So we have to expect that we're going to walk around and we're going to be aroused sometimes. We're going to be lustful. We're going to see someone really attractive to us, and it is near impossible not to have a lustful thought about that person. One of the things I get cockroached for, actually. Especially if I have a really inappropriate thought. Like, they say undressing somebody with your eyes, imagining what they look like without clothes on. Have I done that? Of course I have. I don't think anybody in the world hasn't. It's just it's an inevitable thing that's going to happen. I will say this, don't beat yourself up too hard about this. Realize that it is a sin and it's not something the Lord wants you to do. But at the same time, the Lord understands how He made us. He knows. He knows. He put something inside of me to find those beautiful women very appealing when I look at them. There's something that He just installed in me that's how it's going to be when they walk by and they're looking really beautiful like that. Of course, I'm going to go, whoa, look at her. She's gorgeous. Of course. I'm way better than I used to be, so I think it's something we can gradually work on. And as far as giving in to the urge, and self-pleasuring and stuff, that used to be an almost daily thing for me. Now it's rare, right? The woman I just talked to, she said, everybody's going to fall sometimes, aren't they? And I was like, yeah. She goes, well, do you? And yes, of course I do. Yes, this is not, I haven't perfected anything yet. I'm still trying to master humility, getting rid of lust, beating my addictions. I've started smoking again and drinking some beer and doing things that I stopped doing completely. I'm having trouble with these things too. Lust is the one that I don't think anyone can truly beat. You might be able to learn to control it and keep it somewhere where the Lord will be okay with what you're doing. Boy, it's a hard one. It's the most difficult of all. I think giving up addictions is easier than resisting the urge to relieve yourself that way, like, because it just gets so horribly uncomfortable. And there's so many things to add fuel to it all the time. I mean, some days I will literally, there's so many beautiful women walking around in short skirts, and I'm staying in today. I can't go out there. I can't do it. That is true. Like, literally, that's one thing will make me hide in the house. There's too many gorgeous girls out there today running around. No, can't handle that. Got to stay in. When I say girls, I mean, I'm in a university town, so they're in their 20s. Like, they're just, as far as the eye can see, gorgeous 20 to 25-year-old girls dressed in ways that I wish they wouldn't, because it would make life a lot easier for me. I'm just human, right? I'm not what they call a dog and a pervert and anything like that, but I am a normal, healthy human, and that appeals to me. Of course it does. I don't think the Lord wants me to lose my sexuality altogether. He just wanted me to save it for marriage and offer it up to one person. He didn't want me to do what I did. Now I've defiled myself in many ways. And that's why I think one of the reasons he's taken away that whole world from me. I don't have a wife anymore. There's no partner in my life at all. So I have to learn to have more respect for the whole concept of sexuality before he will even allow me to have that in my life again. It's probably the case for a lot of us. He gave us a chance to do what he wanted us to do, and a lot of us didn't. A lot of us, probably pretty much none of us did. How many people do you know who waited for marriage and then only had sex with that one person their whole life? And I don't know any. I don't know a single person who did that, honestly. So our record isn't the best. It's really not. Please don't beat yourself up about it. I don't think that's helpful. But please take the problem seriously, because I think lust is just as serious of a problem as addiction or anything like that. I think it's something the Lord really wants us to master. And also, not releasing will keep you spiritually potent. Once you release your sexual energy with an orgasm, you're losing all that spiritual potency that you had inside you. It's gone. It's the biggest expulsion of energy you can imagine, is doing that. Then you got to start all over again and build it back up. So you're spiritually a sitting duck once you do it. When I haven't done that in a while, and I'm walking down the street, I feel 10 feet tall, and I'm just, I feel good. I feel powerful. I feel full of the Holy Spirit, all of that stuff. And then when I finally give into it, I feel like an empty vessel. So, but I'm not perfect, and I'm trying to learn humility at the same time. So, going to admit my failure in this regard as well, and say that if you're also failing, just keep trying and keep talking to the Lord, and there is no magic solution, I don't think. We're sexual creatures, and this is a battle we have. So, I don't know what else I can say about it. I'd be interested in hearing everybody's opinions on that, so leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.